right.
Hi,
What up?
everyone.
Hey, colleagues. It's always good right before the show starts when the intro is going. That's only about 11 seconds. When your co-host just gets up and, well, says an expletive and then stands up and leaves before the show starts. What's
Hello.
going on?
Wait, I might try to make that centered there. Okay. Let's make that a little bit better. Oh my God, y'all, I am so tie. I have been to bed at 3 a.m., then 2 a.m., and I've been up since 6, and I've went on a shoot. And so I'm gonna give you a little sleepy Tory
The
time.
baseball game last night with me and my girl and your man's.
Yes, it was so much fun.
Yeah, we went out with a bunch of friends last night. Went to the baseball game. Saw the Rockies. I will just say this. Anybody, I'll just direct this to the men folk. Any weird guy that doesn't understand the importance of watching or attending a sporting event with women, you're missing the whole point. The entertainment factor with the questions that were asked, Jacob's girlfriend objecting
Miriam.
to foul balls. Miriam just had me laughing because somebody would hit a foul ball and she'd be like, "What is that?" The ball just goes into there should be a siren or something. And just all these things that like I've never thought about, like, because as a dude, just like it's a strike. But I do like that, like people that don't view the game like I do see all these different things where she's just like, "Oh no, the ball just go and it could hit someone." It's like, yeah, that's kind of part of it. But yeah,
That
it's just
is
like
it.
I had such a good time last night.
I did too. I really did too. I love a good baseball game. I like a hot dog. I like a beer. I want to just say that
Wait, and it was a special hot dog night last night, Tori.
oh, it was BOGO. You guys,
Yes.
it was BOGO. So you could buy one, get one free, which was unbelievable. And then also, I just wanted to say, who just wrote this? Celeste. I just watched Daytime Talk After Dark from yesterday, and I will say my husband will order spaghetti and meatballs at the restaurant. Thank you, Celeste. Thank you, Celeste.
Well, at
Thank
least now we
you.
know. Now we know Tori's alternate name on the internet is Celeste.
Spaghetti.
Also,
Oh.
I think Tori makes a lot of good points. You guys should let her talk more.
That's very nice. That's very
Yes,
nice.
it is. Julia saying I would love watching the Savannah Bananas play. The ladies, Julia, are going. When I say ladies, we have Tori,
When
my
are we
old
going to
co-host.
this?
What's that?
Is
Are
this
you
a
going to-
planned thing?
Yes, maybe you don't have tickets.
I do not.
Okay, you're not going then. Oh, Erica's going. Erica, Corinne, my girlfriend, obviously, are going to see the Savannah Bananas. But the thing is, you won't be there. That's weird. They'll be having so much fun too. That's weird. You won't be having any fun.
Where was when is this?
It's at the stadium you were at last night.
No, when?
I think this weekend.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I won't be here. Okay.
Right,
Okay, so yes, Tori, did you catch anything fly fishing? I fly fished and was taught how to fly fish today, Al, on the show, Colorado and Company. And I do want to
Wait,
say
on the
that
set, or did you go to a location?
On the set.
Which is the
And
best place to go fly fishing is in a sound studio. A
And
lot of
guess
people
what?
tell me they were like, Montana, no thank you. Mississippi River, kiss my rear end. You know where I like to go? Downtown Denver.
So we went, and I went to fly fish and pull it back, and it hit a light.
Yeah, that's why people don't do that.
And it got caught.
Would you go fly fishing?
Yes. Yes. I saw a river run through it.
It seems
I didn't pull the
very
light
relaxing.
down, but I got caught. It seems great. And you wear those waders way up to here, and I would feel like Brad Pitt and Legends of the Fall. I just, but I didn't pull the light down, but and I kind of carried on the segment, but it was not so hard. It was not so easy. I mean, it was not so easy.
Tori, do you know what I love about our show and the fact that obviously it crosses over with Daytime Talk After Dark is the colleagues / night owls are still talking about ordering spaghetti and meatballs because it's a real thing. Look, just me, we're not going to re-litigate this, but I will say this. It's no crazy.
Just me.
to a restaurant and getting meatloaf. I don't want meals that your mom cooks when she's hungover. I want a chef made.
I don't know. Just Me's Fun Hub says, I don't know why people are picking on spaghetti and meatballs. I don't either, boo-boo.
People love spaghetti and meatballs, but you don't get it when you go out.
I don't know why that's a rule.
Here's what I will say, Tori. I think more people should get a cheeseburger when you go to a steakhouse.
See, that's ridiculous. No, burgers are good at steakhouses. Burgers are good at steakhouses. Yeah. But spaghetti and meatballs should be really good at like an Italian restaurant because they're using like homemade sauce and stuff. So.
But look, I'm not saying it won't be good. Anything at an Italian restaurant, it's going to be a good time. But my thing is like, even if it's a good idea, unless this place is like, you need to have the spaghetti and meatballs here, I'm always going to go for the lasagna. I'm going to go for like the risotto, like something that I can't make at home really.
Yeah, well, Julia's with me. She says with a nice bottle of Chianti, totally. Some garlic bread, someone singing like,
you started singing The Lion King, and you know you did. And then you were like, well, they wouldn't sing that. First of all, Tori, you look like a woman that's been kicked off of a plane for drinking.
How dare you?
Yeah, first of all, I've seen a guy get kicked off a plane before it left for being too drunk. And he was like, he just kept yelling, "You can't give me a DUI." I was like, you're not helping your case, sir.
That is not helpful.
I don't know if you know where you are. All right. Well, Tori, do you want to just get into what we're moving on from?
Sure.
All right. Are you sad that you're not going to go to the Savannah Bananas?
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm okay. I am sad I'm not going to hang out with those
what
girls.
You're doing this weekend. Yeah. Yeah, a little boy band action. I ain't mad at that. All right, we are moving on. All right.
We need some sound under that.
I really, when I played it, I was like, the fact that I don't have any sound really bothers me. But I've been working on shoes all day.
I get it.
Yes, I'll show you the latest pair.
Everybody, Al is a wonderful shoe shop that you can buy. Julia bought a pair of shoes, and it's under Jolie and Nico.
Nico and Jolie. Shop Nico and Jolie.
I got those are pair. So cool.
And then I made these. These are like just basic, like low key, like very chill.
Those are so. My mother would have spent $500 on that. My mother would have spent $500. That's what you should go for. Older women who shop at Neiman Marcus, because those are old school loafers that they like, but they think they're hip. That's very cool.
All right. So yeah, all the newest designs will be up on the website, hopefully today or tomorrow. But I'm a one-man band unless somebody wants to come work for me. So I got to do everything myself.
That's really cute. Doesn't everyone like those? Those are cute. Those are really cute.
I'm single momming it over here. So yes, and Michael Dean, I'll send you the link and maybe you can put it in the chat later. All right, but Tori, before that, let's get to what we are moving on up or up away from.
Oh, should I start?
Yeah, because I already played it. Now I got to play it again since you're just giving me a weird finger.
It's weird. It's silent. It's silent.
All right. Okay. Shout out Spider Moving.
Shout out to Spider Moving. They're incredible, and they will get you to where you need to go, or just move a couch over to another thing. Like just call Spider.
They moved me twice.
And they're amazing.
Okay.
They're amazing.
Saved my life. Saved this black cowboy's life.
It's really good. I am over pieces of furniture that have a leg that sticks out a little longer than you think. And so you trip on it and hurt yourself. And then you yell at yourself like, you stupid idiot.
Okay.
Like this, I'm in a rocking chair and it sticks out so far that when I walk by, I go, dude.
Okay. Can I just ask, is that the actual upholstery on the rocking chair or is that like a beach towel?
It's a blanket. Whoop. It's another blanket.
Okay. And that's do you think a rocking chair is good for show?
I do, because I think it lets the colleagues remember, just chill.
Okay, because I'll tell you what you want when you're doing a show, especially one that involves audio. You want the voice to every second or so move further and then closer to the input. You don't want consistency because the viewers and the listeners, they hate that. They want
Um,
it. They want it to sound like you're running away as you're being chased, but then also yelling in their ear as they're just waking up. That's
you know that scene I laughed so hard in Ace Ventura when he's like, "This glass you can't hear on the balcony," and he goes, "Oh, oh,
it's one
oh."
of the best. Guys, colleagues, go and watch Ace Ventura again. The physical humor in that scene is so funny. And just, I told you, I heard him give an interview about that movie, and Ace Ventura is now a cult classic, cultural classic. We all love it. But he was like, when he got that script and his agent was like, I think you should do this, he was like, this is going to tank my career. This is the first movie he's ever doing. And like, if you're going to do your first movie, you're Tori, you're the young, hot, funny starlet. You need your Bridesmaids. You need your Legally Blonde, something that's going to launch your career and make you. And somebody's like, okay, Tori, you're a pet detective in Miami that's trying to find the mascot from the Super Bowl. And you're like, I am going to get a Razzie. I am going to be blacklisted in Hollywood. And it's like, you never think about things when they're first pitched. After they're huge hits, I remember hearing Run DMC say the same thing about their name. They were like, okay, your name is Run DMC. And they were like, what? Like, people are going to hate that. You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't make, but now we're like, yeah, Run DMC. But when you first hear that, you're like, shouldn't it be called Al and Tori Don't Take No Shit? You want to have a name that you've kind of heard before. And so it's just interesting. But yeah, shout out to Ace Ventura. Still makes me laugh. Just on a sophomoric level, when Tone Loke, who's his other detective friend, is talking to the head mean detective, and Ace Ventura comes up and just grabs his rear end through his pants, and he goes, "Excuse me, I would like to ask you some questions. Do you have
Excuse
a mint?"
me.
Such a great. I love absurd humor, and that's what I've always said about you, Tori. Is I love that you don't mind being silly. It's what
so
Will
true.
Ferrell does really well, and I just love that. All right, let me get to what I'm moving on from, and I experienced it this weekend when I was in the hotel that I was at, and it's the new hotels where there's no buttons on the inside, so you approach the elevator bay and you say, I want to go to the third floor, and you push 3, and then one of the elevator lights up, but then there's other people waiting, so you don't know. And if that one's going to 4, you're effed because there's no buttons on the inside. So you've got to now go back to the lobby and find the one. I don't know if it's for security reasons, but a lot of the newer hotels don't have buttons on the inside. So it's like you can only go to the floor that you're assigned. So I don't really, what do you think the thought process is behind that?
I think that's really stupid.
Good commentary.
I think that's like I don't know why. I don't know why they would ever do that. I think that's really stupid.
I guess it's like my buddy Hannibal Burris told me one time, and it just kind of makes me think about, for as much as like we all are confronted with new technology and we figure out, we complain about it, but keep moving. But just like some people just like, they're just not accustomed to it. And he said he was in some major city performing, and he pushed the elevator button, and there was just a older black man and his wife on the, like, just sitting on the bottom floor, just in the car. Whoa. And so Hannibal gets on, it's like, hey, what's up, guys? And it was one of those where you have to put your key up and then it moves. God. So he put his key on and then started the thing, and then asked the couple where they were going. They were like, oh, we're 5th floor. And Hannibal said the old black dude just goes, this big city stuff, boy, I'll tell you. They were just sitting on the elevator. They didn't know how to get off. They didn't know how to get it. They were just sitting on the floor. And it was just like this sweet couple was just like, we don't know what to do. We pushed our room floor. It did nothing. We didn't know how to open the door. We didn't know how to, just like
poor
big
people,
city stuff, boy.
Poor couple.
Yeah, so I'm just I think maybe some of the colleagues will know. I don't understand what the what the basis of not, because I know if you notice, colleagues, whenever you do check into a hotel, they'll write your room number on on your card, like on the little insert that you get, that little paper insert where you get your card, but they don't say your room number out loud. And that's because there were several women that were stalked and killed because guys stay in line. They're like, okay, Tori, room 561, and they follow you. So they don't go, have a good time, enjoy 561. They just write it down. If you notice, they never say your room number out loud. So just as I'm thinking that, I'm like, maybe they don't want an attractive woman, or just a woman. It doesn't have to be attractive to have violence put upon you. They don't want you to they don't want to be you to be on the elevator with somebody and they're like, oh, she got off on the 3rd floor. But when they notice, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. We can't get to the bottom of that, but I'm sure somebody in elevator technology will. So Tori, we got to get to this because I have a story about this main thing. All right, Tori, let's start on this story. And it's so strange because when Michael Dean pitched it, I was like, oh, this story is 4 days old, but I wanted to talk about it. But I think it happened on like last Friday. And so, there's a lag time, but I was like, I still had thoughts about it. And so when he pitched it today, I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then I realized, oh, this happened again last night.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Look out. Something just came onto the floor. Got an object that just flew in as the free throw was being made.
So gross.
And it looked like that hit a player too.
Yeah. It's disgusting and it's gross, and I've got thoughts, Tori. What are your initial thoughts seeing that an adult, a dildo was thrown onto the court?
Is that what it was?
What do you think it was, Tori?
I didn't know if it was maybe a vibrator or something, but
isn't that a dildo with AI?
No. I mean, no. Bless you. So, yeah, this is the second time an adult sex toy has been dropped off and thrown onto the court. It's dangerous for all the players, which we all know safety is priority, right? But it is just like so misogynistic that this happens at a women's game,
That's what
right?
it is.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
You don't see this at a man's game. You see this at a female game. And it's like, come on, dude, they're doing so well. We're getting all these fans. We're getting all these, this money. This industry is building for the WNBA. Don't bring us back to the Stone Age with this. Like, you're still a woman. You need to do. Like, it's the third time, ELC says. I don't know who's bringing the dildo and how they're getting through security to be super. I don't want to know how they're getting through security with it.
They call that your prison pocket.
But yeah, it's a very disrespectful. I agree with everybody. It's and I feel like those people should be not only arrested, but booted and banned for life. Like, it's like the same thing with flights, I think. When you do something wrong in a flight and you get disruptive and you take away everybody's right to fly, you should be banned from all airlines, not just that one, but all, like on an FAA federal flight list. So I just think that this is ridiculous and they should take it really seriously, because being thrown a dildo at you is, I mean, I don't know from experience, but I do think it would be somewhat painful. I think they're rubber, or they're of some kind of a poly.
Please stop acting like you just landed on this planet. I don't know where to get one of those. I don't have mine thrown at me unless you consider the Amazon delivery guy dropping it. No,
it's an adult toy. I'm so sorry. Adult toy.
Right. In a real, if we're getting real for a second, Tori, you hit it out of the park. And I don't even know if you knew exactly what you were saying, but you were like, they're doing so well. And it's really disrespectful. And that's why it's happening. Because it did back in the day, when you heard the WNBA mentioned by misogynists, by men that hate women, there's a lot of them. It's very strange.
I'm aware.
You can find them on a lot of podcasts that JD Vance is on. They talked, because it wasn't a threat, Tori, this didn't happen. Because it wasn't a threat, they were like, hey, girls playing basketball, we got 10 fans, blah, blah, blah. But now, what's up now, fellas? because these women are household names, brah. Yeah, and you don't like that, do you? Because what? They're empowered women that don't need to be trad wives and subjugate themselves to your bullshit.
Totally.
So, what do we have to do to remind these women that they are underneath us? You're down to your last gasp, which is you big old straight man, you going to buy a dildo, which what all straight men do, and you're gonna go then go purchase a ticket and throw it on the court and risk whatever punishment comes from that. Why? Because you're threatened. Because you are threatened with their success, you are threatened with their notoriety, and you are threatened by the fact that women are not only leveling up, but in a lot of cases, give it another couple of years. Don't forget that the NBA is very popular, but we haven't seen generations of young women that have grown up as being lifelong WNBA fans. So pretty soon, you're going to have somebody with the equivalent star power as Steph Curry, but this is a woman, and you will have women meeting them after they're retired. Like, I was following you when I was 10. Now you're 60, but I've been following you my whole life. And that is very threatening, because that means that female athlete, whether it be a gymnast or in this case WNBA, we saw this with our women's soccer team. With that notoriety comes power and leverage when it comes to discussing and living your life and having your career and having your finances on your terms. And I think men are very threatened by this. And we found 3. And to your point, Tori, I'm not going to talk the whole time. I think this should be treated no differently than a terrorist attack or something that stops the game. Because when you stop a professional game, that not only affects money. So I think you should be punitively. I'm talking about $100,000, $150,000.
So yeah, apparently the first time this happened, a 23-year-old man, Delbert Carver, was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct, public indecency, indecent exposure, and criminal trespass. So he was also banned from that arena. I like those actions. I like those actions a lot. So they said they will immediately be
enough, Tori. Are you telling me there are no kids in that game?
They will be ejected.
You have an adult sex toy next to kids. Charge him for that.
He's face a minimum 1-year ban and could face charges from authorities. Immediately ejected. I mean, I like that they're taking action swiftly. Yeah, I was also thinking about.
I want it to be worse. I want it to be worse. You have to make an example, and you have to make it so that people don't do it anymore. And once you start hitting people $50,000, $75,000, $100,000, that's when people stop doing stuff. This whole 10-day, 1-year ban. I don't think that this person's probably going to go to a WNBA game anyway. He's not a fan.
That's a lot of charges, though. That's a lot. Indecent exposure and criminal trespass. And what was the other one? I mean, that's a lot. I understand what you mean, but that's a lot of charges. Disorderly conduct.
I think you should go after him for kids too.
Public indecency. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't aiming at a child. He did something. But he had a sex toy
around children.
If there was that's public indecency.
Yeah, but I just want him to go to jail for a long time. Yeah, so that I'm dressed like a Texas judge that doesn't take no dung. You know, it's I think it's gross, but I also think that it should be looked at as a positive, because guess what, y'all? It means you are winning. All right, Tori.
Agreed.
Let's keep it moving. All right, let's go. All right, Tor. Donald Trump has knighted JD Vance as his MAGA heir.
Kind of.
Thoughts?
He says he probably, Michael Dean, I hope I'm getting the words right. He might be his heir apparent, JD Vance. Another tell with Trump is if he isn't like overly effusive about saying like, you are the next heir apparent, you're going to be the best heir apparent there was, this is going to be a great, he's not into it. He is not feeling it. So he said maybe JD Vance, and then he said, and maybe he'll hook up with Marco Rubio, and maybe the two of them could do something. But To talk about this, he's certainly doing a great job, but he would probably be favored at this point. All of those things are tells that he is not feeling JD Vance. JD Vance has the worst public image in a while with those white boots, his weird run, and then the haircut, Michael Dean, I believe. Oh my God. What is that?
He looks like one of those things that
What?
one of the turtles from Mario Brothers where you would jump on their heads. That's such a weird. He's such a weird guy. He wears that guy liner. Have you noticed
I
that
know.
as well?
Yeah, and he wears very strange, like heeled shoes. I don't think that Donald Trump thinks, by the way, Donald Trump doesn't have great hair either, let's be honest. But I don't think Trump thinks he doesn't have the chutzpah, as a Jew, you would say, or the gall,
swag, as you would say,
the
as a black
swag.
man.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's such a good call. I don't think he thinks he has it. I don't think he has it. But he's kind of a nerd from Yale, and I don't feel like he can take control. I don't think he can do the things that Trump wants done for the Republican Party. I think JD Vance is a politico. He's a wonker. He's a wonk, a political wonk. He's a wanker wonk. So I just think that this is not the guy. And by the way, we haven't heard a lot from JD Vance. And what does that mean? Trump doesn't want him overshadowing him. He's keeping him down. So to me, he is not the heir apparent of the GOP, not even close.
Who would you say is close then?
No one really has the daddy issue handled like Trump, who's just like, I'm your daddy. You all have father issues. I'm in charge. I take control. I don't think twice. I go for it. That was a Reagan kind of thing. And if you wanted to go back to the 80s where you were like, that guy's cool. That guy's in charge. I like him. But I don't know. Yeah, JD
I don't think Trump is going to call anybody the MAGA heir until he knows that person, that he can puppet that person from outside of the White House should he decide not to run for a third term.
Right.
So I think he wants to be president by proxy forever.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't think JD Vance is that. I think JD Vance and his incredible financial influences that brought him to power. We've briefly touched about his backstory. It is very weird. Have you dug into his backstory and like where he came from?
Yeah, and he was really backed a lot by Peter Thiel, really created who this is. I mean, he's living by proxy of Peter Thiel. He spent all the money on JD Vance. So he is being held up by the Silicon Valley tech people.
Right. And I think that's going to be the battle, because Trump has the base. Trump has the microphone, the megaphone. Trump controls what his people think. He's a cult leader and they are his flock. And that's great. But Peter Thiel's got the money. Silicon Valley's got the money. Business, tech, agriculture, all these people, the military, let's be honest. I mean, there's a reason why they get a $500 billion ridiculous something with that big, beautiful bill. The idea that there's going to be a showdown in MAGA world with the actual people, but the people that fund MAGA, is something that I'm very anxious to see who's going to win, because they almost neither one can survive without each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Republicans always had money. Mitt Romney he had a war chest, but he got obliterated by Obama because he didn't have the people. Trump has the people, but without big tech, without Zuckerberg bending the knee, without Bezos bending the knee, without Peter Thiel giving him, Elon Musk gave him $300 million.
I mean, all those people you mentioned, Al, were all in the front row of his inauguration. Like all of them you mentioned. So Trump has their ear, and tech has certainly gone from a very progressive place. Zuckerberg went from a very blue, Democratic, very vocal voter to a right-wing MAGA guy and was there at the inauguration. So he kind of has the money. I kind of agree with people on the chat that are saying, I don't think there is an heir apparent because I don't think Trump will allow it. But I do like what you said, Al, is that he will wait until there's a puppet. But it's just, I don't know. He's so narcissistic.
But he almost doesn't let a puppet get enough stage time for us to even be like, oh, that's your puppet. He didn't even let his kids.
Exactly. Right. I agree with you. So it's going to be, this is the problem with a narcissist when you have a term limit. You have to step down at some point and they don't want to let go.
Let me ask you this, and let me ask the colleagues this, because it just hit me. What if 2 years before he's about to step down, air quotes, what if he's like, Ivanka's going to run in 2028? What do you think our chances are?
I don't think Ivanka would run, but I think that's a great thought because he wants to keep it in the family. I think it's a very generational thing, like a royalty, and he sees it like the Bush dynasty. You know what I mean? He sees it as the Kennedy dynasty. He sees the Trump name staying. So maybe even Don Jr. is put out there.
He's too
he's
allegedly cokey.
Right. Ivanka would be the choice.
Cokey.
You're right. Ivanka would be the choice, 100%. I'm just not sure. She has stepped back a lot from the family. I mean, she is no longer part of it, but she and Jared Kushner have deals in Saudi Arabia and all over the world. They have the money. So it's not a bad choice.
She would be a tough candidate because although she's
she
a
has
woman,
the training, you know,
she's sharp. She would be, she could hold her own in a debate. She actually has a real background, formal background. And, Julia says that Ivanka wouldn't be supported by her dad. I
disagree.
I think he likes her more than all the boys combined.
Agree.
Eric
and not only
Don Jr.
And Eric Trump. Oh my God, he hates Eric Trump. And Tiffany, forget it. He talked about Stern having maybe almost not having Tiffany in a way. But I do want to say this, Al. I think he's not misogynistic like we think. He puts a lot of women in his cabinet. He puts a lot of, I don't think he thinks women are, I mean, I think he's a misogynistic sexual harasser. I think he walks in on Miss Teen USA and stuff like that. I'm not saying he's not that, but I don't think he thinks women are incapable. He grew up in New York as a progressive Democrat who was pro-choice for the first part of his career. And I don't think he thinks women can't do it, especially a spawn of his. I think he loves Ivanka.
All right, Tori. And speaking of love, let's get to this one.
To be near you feels like heaven in the afternoon.
All right, Tori, we're talking about getting cracked. Michael Dean, run that video. All right. This is what a police officer posted. Tori, can you read it to the people and tell the colleagues what they're looking at right now?
They're looking at an officer who said didn't get cracked last night, so everyone is getting a ticket. Now, we did have to look up cracked means to make love, intercourse, if you will. And so coitus. Just so we all know, this officer is now being investigated.
For what? Using a filter from an anime cartoon?
No.
Stop with that filter.
But she is being investigated into using her job incorrectly and for being inappropriate on social media, I think. What do you guys think about this? If you saw a doctor saying this, I didn't get cracked last night, so someone's not going to have a good heart surgery.
Right. Yeah. Hands may be a little shaky. Yeah. It's look, I know people say police officers are people too. They're allowed to make jokes. Not when you have a gun on your waist.
Amen. Now,
you clearly don't know how to use a filter, so I don't trust that you know how to use a firearm. It's not reassuring. There are certain positions. I don't want my pilot making jokes. A little sleepy this morning. Good luck getting to Anaheim. No, sir. I barely want my flight attendants making jokes. Totally. I don't want my police officer. I don't want my OBGYN. I don't even really want my kids. I don't mind my kids' teacher as long as it's like fine, but there's limits, but teachers can be a little tongue in cheek. They got a crazy job. But when you start having people's lives in your hands, that directly, pilots, cops, surgeons, you get paid a lot or you're deputized, because with great power comes great responsibility. And I thought this was just like a chance for her to clout chase, to get famous on Instagram. But I think what it did is undermine the public's already wobbly confidence in law enforcement as it is.
I totally agree. Just Me made a great joke. She said, or maybe she was just cracking a joke. Rim shot.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the worst joke in the world. I'm saying that's a joke that you say to your partner.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure the cops have gallows humor. You and I, if the things that we would say, when you cover horrible stuff every day, y'all, like you got to have some defense mechanism. Usually it's dark humor, absurdist humor, dirty humor. I hate even saying that word because it's naughty humor. But yeah, I don't think that you should put that out to the public at all. Now, I will say this, Tori, and I did want to get your thoughts on this, because I don't know if this is an open and shut story as it seems, because we look at female officers, especially, I'm sure male as well, but definitely female officers, especially ones that have nice bodies, that are filmed, that are then get some attention. And this happens with teachers as well. We interviewed some teachers that became OnlyFans people after they were doing it kind of part-time, and then they were like, I can make more money. Are we starting to see that people in their professions that may see themselves as also an object of sexual attention from other people starting to kind of dip their toe in the water, saying, hey, I might get fired for that comment about getting cracked, but if it gets her 150 OnlyFans subscribers, paying her $20 a month, $40 a month.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're seeing a lot of industries like that, like TikTok nurses that dance on their shift and do sexy things on their shift, and they're kind of like trying to make it. And like, if it leads to something else, maybe that's great. But it's like, do we want to see our nurses doing that, or is that totally fine? You know what I mean?
There is a whole corner of the internet dedicated to big booty nurses.
Yeah.
Every black man that you've ever interacted with, including yours truly, has gone through his big booty nurses algorithm phase, because you see one and you're like, click. Yep.
Big booty nurse.
Well, I think because it goes back to like the sexy librarian, because there's something in everything kind of comes back to sex, but there's something about somebody being very buttoned up that kind of gives you that the dangling of the high heel, off the big toe, and how it's like, that doesn't mean anything, but it does, if Sarah, my girlfriend, walked in the house and there was a girl on our couch, even if we're sitting in separate parts of, the room, and this chick is dangling her high heel off her toe, that would be her eyes would, what is that? Because that means something. The sexy librarian, the sexy cop. I mean, think about like how do cops, male strippers, come to Tori's party? Hey, we got a noise complaint. It's too quiet in here.
That is not happening at a Tory party.
But there's a reason that they pick a police officer.
Right.
It's an authority figure that then becomes sexual, and there's something to that. So I wonder if a lot of female cops are just like, hey, yeah, this pays $54,000 a year, but if I can get 200 subs, what's up though?
Why not? Sexy. Someone, all right. Celeste says, my uncle's a police officer, so no thanks, but give me a sexy firefighter.
A hero that like is, ladies, there's a fire in here and it's in my pants.
Next topic.
I don't know what they say. All right, let's keep it moving.
To be near you feels like heaven in the afternoon.
I pushed the wrong one.
I know, but I like that one.
Right. Because, Michael, then we're going to talk about Dean Cain, since we're talking about police officers. That's right. Dean Cain is hot. So hot, Tori, he needs ice. This
That was good. That was really good.
dude is joining ICE.
Yes.
Tori,
So
what are
yes.
your thoughts on washed up Superman becoming now dry ice agent?
Yeah, so just so you know, Dean Cain formerly, I mean, the only thing we know him really from is Superman. And I watched that show
The
like
only Superman with no muscles. Go ahead.
yeah, but I watched that show
He
like
was just
religiously.
smooth. Didn't have any like
Yeah, it was just like his arm.
biceps. He just had a smooth suit.
It was like sateen, you know what I mean? You're totally right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did like him in Lois and Clark. Thank you. My mom and I watched it like religiously, but he has now decided to join ICE and said he's joining ICE, which I thought you needed to like have some qualifications for. And
You
he's now
absolutely do not.
yeah, apparently not. And he's encouraging others to join. Now, as Al so astutely said, and I didn't know this, the budget for ICE is $100 billion, which is
Tori, say that
insanity.
again, because I don't know if you said that right into your microphone. Make sure the colleagues heard you.
The budget for ICE is now at $100 billion. And
What if that went to our public schools, Tor?
yeah. So I don't understand. This leads me again into the cult of personality. If Trump says that yellow is the greatest color, people like Dean Cain will run and do everything yellow. Or if he says, we should do this, they all go and do this. So not only is it a horrific squadron of Gestapo-like people taking over, now that he's getting regular like celebrities to join. And it's also like, look at what we have with the president. We used to have actual political candidates. Now we have celebrities becoming presidents. So it's very reminiscent of that. Like, get a celebrity with a name and get him to do something in the government and shake it up a little. And it's just really strange. I think he's a celebrity. I think he would consider Dean Cain a celebrity.
Sure.
He's more celebrity than an ICE member.
Well, Dr. Phil also went on some ICE raids. Remember that one Mexican American gentleman was like, Dr. Phil? Yeah, he was like, what are you doing? Like, it's Kristi Noem famously put on a Kevlar vest and went out, and
it's very performative.
Well, she's doing God's work. There was a grandmother that was attending her grandson's 5th grade graduation, and I'm glad they stepped in to break that up. Because that's what we don't want in this country. We want to take a beautiful memory and inject horror into it.
Totally.
It's really embarrassing. ICE is embarrassing. What job besides a hockey, no muscles?
You're right.
0. Look at his biceps.
You're right. He's just smooth.
He's just a smooth man. You look like a trainer that doesn't have any clients.
You're right.
Or just a guy that's like, his wife like once mentioned she had a thing for Superman, and he comes home and he's like, oh baby, look what I got. And she's like, yay, thank you, baby. Cool. Then she looks at the calendar and says, how many more years until the kids are out of high school and I can divorce this bum? Now the good news is, on the Superman front, I've heard the new Superman movie is awesome from like 3 different people that do not know. I heard the new Naked Gun movie's hilarious.
I went and saw it. I saw it at a screening. It's really funny.
Oh, why didn't you take me to that screening?
I think a grasshopper just fell from my ceiling. Okay, sorry about that. I took someone else. I'm very sorry.
Wow. Are we calling roaches grasshoppers now?
No, it's
There's
a lie.
Grasshoppers underneath my refrigerator.
Oh, it's a grasshopper.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
Get it.
Okay, should I let it out?
Well, put it on an envelope so we can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I found a ladybug in my house. First of all, what are the chances that Tori kills this grasshopper in this attempted rescue situation? The grasshopper is clearly concussed as it having fallen from the ceiling.
He's okay.
It's the only way to catch it.
Get it? He jumped out into my balcony. And by the way, grasshopper was the name of. Are they good luck? That was my mascot for growing up, the grasshopper.
Oh yeah, I like
but
that.
ladybugs are really good luck, by the way, Al. They're really good. I hope that grasshoppers are good luck. That's the second grasshopper that's been near my door. Anyway,
Tori,
I'm sorry to derail.
I was going to ask you yesterday, and I'm glad you mentioned your school's mascot, the Grasshoppers, which I like. What do you think? Do you prefer a team that's got a mascot that's kind of like a Toronto Blue Jays? Like, hey, some Blue Jays are out there. It's not like the LSU Tigers or like the fighting something. You know,
Right.
do you prefer a team name that's like kind of banal and almost chill? Like the
Yes,
Rockies, Colorado Rockies. You're like, yeah, I want to go see that.
that's
They're
right.
not
Now
gonna kill you. Like, yeah.
Yeah, they're pleasant. I like having a very peaceful mascot. Our school was very progressive. It was the first integrative school in all of DC. We call our teachers by their first names. We practice a lot of peace and respect among the teachers and students. So I love that it's all hippy dippy. It's the hippie school. So we're the grasshoppers, and I love it. I do want to say we have a mascot story today.
All right. Michael Dean, let's skip to that since we're on the subject.
We gotta move down.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do you see why I don't want to go out into the wild, Tori?
Why did that mascot go fly fishing?
Because it was for the Kraken. I believe it's the hockey team for or the soccer team.
Okay, the Kraken.
Is that Seattle? What is that?
The Seattle Kraken? It's bear versus mascot. Honestly, who would win? That poor mascot must have been like, get me out of here.
Well, I'm sure that bear saw that big mascot head and is like, oh, this thing's in my territory.
Totally. And apparently from Deborah Joseph says there were cubs on the bank, Al.
Oh.
That's a mama bear. You don't mess with cubs. You just stay away. It's the hockey team for Seattle. Oh, they're the Kraken. Okay. That's so funny.
Isn't that a cool name? Because I always get it confused because I know the soccer team for Seattle is the Seattle Sounders.
Sounders?
And the Sounders.
Oh, Sounders. Do you mean like they hear sounds?
What is... I'm going to look that up.
Or Puget Sound. Is it like Puget Sound?
Oh, maybe that's it. Good job. Check out the Big Brain on Tour.
Thanks.
Yes, that's good. But I always thought a Kraken, isn't that one of the giant octopi?
Yeah, isn't it a made-up creature from a story? Release
like
the Kraken.
Long John Silver?
Yeah, release the Kraken.
I just know it because as a former alcoholic, I was just like, that was a type of rum.
Oh, was that right?
Kraken, yeah. It's got the big octopus on the side. That's the only reason. That's how I learn all my animals.
That's so... remember the cop who said I didn't get crack tonight? Maybe she should get Kraken.
There we go. Now, Tori, do you remember what you're supposed to do? Because that's my thing with like when people give you these speeches about like when if it's brown, lay down in terms of bear.
If it's black, I believe it's fight back, which seems very stupid.
I don't like that at all.
But I think you're supposed to be like, hey, bear. Hey, bear. Hey, bear. You know, like that. But brown, lay it down. You get into a small position. You do not give eye contact, especially a mama bear protecting the cubs. You want to show that you are not a threat.
Okay. Brown, lay down. Black, fight back.
Fight back.
Polar bear, you're just dead. Polar bears 100%. Are super aggressive and starving all the time.
They're so hungry. They're so hungry. There's no ice.
Maybe they should move, Tori.
There's no more ice.
There's not a lot of food.
There's no ice flows to take them to get the food because it's all water because it's global warming.
All right. Well, that is something we will discuss later. But Tori, I do want to discuss something that I know is near and dear to your heart, as it is to a 48-year-old man that spent a lot of his adolescence at the mall. Claire's. It's going
Claire's.
bankrupt. Tori, do
How?
you have any current piercings from Claire's?
This is from Claire's. This is from Claire's. This is from Claire's. This is how is it having bankruptcy when little girls are still being born and we all need our ears pierced?
I don't know. Maybe because how much does it cost to get your ears pierced?
It's not expensive. It is like only
So
like
not
10.
enough to keep a chain of stores open.
And I think that there's a lot in the piercings now on tattoo parlors and kiosks in the mall. I think Claire's they were the only place, and now it's just more saturated. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, where do all the newborn babies get their ears pierced? That's right, Julia. Anybody here get their ears pierced from Claire's? I would love to hear that. Oh yeah, Joann's is also going out of business, Al. So maybe Joanne and Claire could get together.
I'm well aware that Joann's is going out of business. I've spent a lot of time in Joann's. Obviously I use some of the stuff for my shoes, but I just like going in and I like the smell of the fabric. I like to pick out different things for my shoes and some of my clothing. And it's very sad. You know what? The only thing left now is Hobby Lobby. Joann's didn't associate itself with Christianity, and now Hobby Lobby just runs things.
I can't go into Hobby Lobby. Is there still Tuesday mornings?
No, because we're not in a time machine and it's not 2009.
Okay. That's fair.
Also, on the low, I like Tuesday mornings. And matter of fact, you just brought up this weird memory. When my mom and Tez were getting married, the morning of the wedding, we needed some disposable glassware that wasn't cups. It kind of looks it's like hard plastic, but it's like you could toss it at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And we went to a Tuesday morning and it was closing. And it's weird because with those kind of liquidation sales, you can buy the racks that it's on. You can buy anything in the store. If you're I want that cash register, what do you give us for it? It's very
so
weird.
Strange. Totally.
Yeah.
I do go to
Party
Michael's
City's
for all
gone.
Yeah, I go to Michael's for my cross stitching. Michael's is still going strong, man. And they've taken, I don't go to Hobby Lobby. I'll go to Michael's.
Okay. Yeah. And I'll be honest. I like some of the stuff in Hobby Lobby. It's very clean. And I've been to a lot of Hobby Lobbies when I'm on the road in smaller cities. Like when I was in Richmond, Indiana, in between shows, I went to a Hobby Lobby. It's we've talked about this as a person that wants to be conscious of thought and how they spend their dollars. I don't think I bought anything, but it's not that I wouldn't have. It's just you can't. Your mom didn't want to go to Walmart, so that's off. We can't. As a black man, I'm not going to Target, so that's out. Hobby Lobby, can't do that.
It's anti-gay.
Five Guys. Five Guys along with what's the other one?
In-N-Out?
Chick-fil-A. In-N-Out is also
very Christian, but
very religious.
Yeah.
I've also did I tell you my theory, colleagues, about red and white? I talked about that. Red and white symbolizes right-wingedness. Target, In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, just red and white, State Farm. They're all red and white. It's a thing.
But red and white also indicate eating fast, good turnover. Psychologically, you use them in fast food places because they think you get in, you get out. That's very normal.
Subway's green and yellow.
Yeah, but Burger King, McDonald's, they're all red, yellow,
red and white.
Burger King. I just had Burger King today. Way to flex. And they have red and yellow because psychologically that makes you eat faster so you can just turn it over. Target used to be one of the most outspoken supporters of DEI. It's true, man. So is everyone still boycotting Target? I didn't realize. Are we still doing that?
Yeah. Target's hurting.
Okay.
Target, they've seen a significant drop. I just think that these corporations lose touch with the people, and their older CEOs don't really women, gays, blacks, browns, the usual. But they're not really keeping up with the numbers. They think the only people that shop there are well-to-do suburban white women, and that's a chunk. But you know what? When I go into Trader Joe's, when I go into Whole Foods, you know who I see there? I see, first of all, women that are clearly doing well enough in their profession where they can get almond oil. Wait, what's the kind of oil? There's a olive, and then what's the other one?
Avocado?
It's a fancier
Avocado
oil. I went to Whole Foods. It was $14 for like this. I was like, and if you can swing that, you're doing very well. And the people that can swing that are all colors. And what they're realizing is when you ostracize those people, there was a period of time where you could ostracize a chunk of the population, but keep it moving. Now there's so much competition. You have to keep your core base. And what Target, I read this really interesting article, and what they were saying is Target and Walmart are basically the same place. They're big box stores. You want to get a box fan for your window? What do you think? They're different? It's the same shit.
Walmart's cheaper. Walmart is cheaper than Target.
Walmart is cheaper. And the reason that they're cheaper is because Walmart doesn't focus as much on the aesthetics.
Right.
When you go to Walmart, it's like a yard sale in there. There's shit everywhere. There's tricycles stacked up to the ceiling. There's motor oil in the corner. There's a shit ton of paper towels. And it's organized, but it's not beautiful to look at. Target, it's clean. It's like very like open. You know, the center of the store, you can kind of walk through it. You can almost see above the aisles. It's a very open, pleasant shopping experience. Once you take that experience away because people are thinking about DEI, people are thinking about a bad article that they read. Well, now what's the difference between you and Walmart? Not as much. And then when you throw in Amazon and you throw in like people being conscious, like, well, I'll just get these baby diapers from this all black-owned baby store. I'll just get my tequila from this place that makes it straight from Mexico, and it's all women working in the plant. People have a lot more say about where their dollars go, and I think that Target is learning that the hard way. So I wonder if we're going to see a backup, but it doesn't seem like they're going to do it, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of curious. But Tori, let's get to this. I think we need to get to your Tori fact of the day. Are you ready? Do you have one?
Yep.
Okay, there's the Tori panic lean. Colleagues, you know the panic lean. Okay, here we go. All right, Tor.
Okay.
Fact of the day.
Are you guys ready? Oh, God, that one was so scary. Okay. Butterflies do not use their mouth to taste. Butterflies use, do you know what part of their body to taste?
Their proboscis.
What is that?
That's the extender.
Oh, the antennae?
Yeah.
No, they use their feet.
Okay, let's get another one.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Okay. A human brain. Are you ready for this? A human brain. Thank you. Their feet have sensors on their taste sensors on their feet. That's all I got. Did you know that there are more nerve cells in the human brain than there are
the irony that you didn't finish that
then
sentence.
There are yeah, right, that I could think of. Then there are stars in the Milky Way.
Don't lean back like you just dropped some knowledge. That was awful.
That's amazing. There are more.
You broke it up into 3 different parts. Say it one more time together.
A human brain has more nerve cells than there are stars in the Milky Way.
That sounds like a line from a John Mayer song.
It sounds like a song from Train. There are more nerve cells than the Milky Way. Gonna find my stars and find my way back to you.
That wasn't bad.
That was really good.
Do you have one more?
Yeah. And one more. Here we go. That can't be true. Okay. Australia is wider. Are you ready for this? Than the moon.
Really? That is interesting.
That is
I feel like we don't.
interesting.
Yeah, Australia is such an interesting place because have you been?
No, I've never been to Australia. You've been.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times. It's awesome, but they're all pretty much coastal cities. The interior of the country is like a wasteland almost.
Yeah.
All the cities are like on the outskirts, so they're all
on the
beautiful.
coast. Right.
I've actually been to Perth, which is I think it's the most remote city in the world, or one of them, in terms of like, because it's a 4-hour flight from Brisbane to Perth. It's like not close to Perth, isn't close to anything.
Huh.
So yeah, I've done a show there. I met a smoking hot chick there too. Sweet Jesus on a Sunday morning.
Oh my God. Oh God.
Yeah. So that's our fun fact. We're talking about Perth. I actually like that last one. That's really interesting. I would have never put that together.
That's crazy.
You're still searching.
So yeah, so just so I can tell you guys, the number of nerve cells in the human brain is roughly equivalent. It says equivalent to the number of stars in the Milky Way. While the exact numbers vary, estimates for both are around 100 billion.
And yet we elected Trump again.
I know.
77 million of those brains were like, this dude.
I know.
I can't stop thinking. I'm like, what happened?
I know.
And now we didn't even get to the story about RFK canceling $500 million in mRNA vaccine research. We didn't even get to that.
Including the bird flu. But may I say, we also didn't tell the story of a nuclear reactor being built on the moon, because that's where we want our money to go.
It's one of the guys from Road Rules.
Yeah, Sean Duffy, who is our Department of, I believe, transportation. I believe.
Yes, all the near misses that we're seeing daily at the airport. He's like, well, now that I've got this nailed down, let me go to the moon. I think this is a money scam, Tor.
Well, yeah, but now we do need that if we're going to make it to Mars. So we do need some kind of reactor. And
why do we need to go to Mars?
I agree. Well, at some point we're going to need to for global warming. But I will say this: I do think that money could be spent perhaps elsewhere. He's also the NASA. So that the whole thing is crazy. Why are we going on the moon? At least we know Australia is wider than it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard it's the width that's important anyway. Yeah, I'll say this, Tori, I want to live in a country where I don't feel like everything that's proposed to me as a citizen isn't a scam. And it just feels like everything is a scam. And I look at the colleagues on the thread, I think about the family and friends I have in my life, and they're good folks that don't want anything but to be basically left alone to live their life. And yet every time we turn around, it's, yeah, we just fired a bunch of teachers. I don't know why we did that. Oh yeah, we're not going to be funding vaccine research. Why? Some guy that's never studied them said he didn't like them. It's just like, this is not a way that a functional, serious country runs. And I'm worried that everybody's like, well, Trump will be gone eventually. But it's like, I feel like our country now, it would be like if I met you at a bar and you're you. Yeah, I'm like, Tori, this girl I met her at a bar, she's super cool, fun, cute, funny. She worked on a talk show. Yeah. And then somebody goes, do you know who her last boyfriend was? And I'm like, no. And you're like, oh, her last 3 boyfriends were in jail for various crimes. And then she met you. And you'd be like, well, even though you're not with them now, you know what they did in their past. in other countries are going to be like, yeah, even if we get a normal president the next time, they're going to be like, well, those 80 million people that voted for craziness are still there waiting to do this again. So can we get in a 10-year trade agreement with you? Can I enter into a lease with you or get a house with you, Tori, knowing that you were so unstable that you were, marrying inmates? No shade. There's a lot of people that are locked up that I truly believe my father got locked up. Good people get locked up. I'm not shading that. I'm just saying we are not doing things that are presenting ourselves, our economy, our dollar to the global market like we are a serious place to do business.
No.
And people are going to catch up and they're going to pass us.
They already
as
have.
They should. I wouldn't do business with us.
Have you seen Macron? Just Google this, colleagues. Emmanuel Macron of France and the Italian prime minister are talking. I believe it was at the G7. It was at some conference. And he leans over and says something about Trump, who's sitting at the table. And the Italian prime minister and he both go, it is like the eye roll that is the metaphor and microcosm of all the global community, just eye rolling at the absurdity, stupidity, and short-sightedness of the Americans. We just look like idiots, and we are.
Tori, I'll do you one better. There's a clip from last week where, I don't know, it's the prime minister of some country. It's a woman. First of all, how come other leaders of countries are just attractive? Like, she's just a classy, well-dressed. I couldn't imagine us having like a leader where you're like, yeah, that woman is going to tell you how we feel. And she was like mocking Trump, like he would turn and she would make his weird face. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
It was last week. I don't know what prime minister, what the Netherlands, I believe. And we'll have that for you guys tomorrow. But it's like, I'm tired of being embarrassed, Tori.
Let's end on a happy note. Let's end on a happy note.
Okay. Let's end on a happy note. Do you have any good news? Oh, I can tell you a Ford story.
Okay.
All right. So this weekend, we're staying. We went to LA. It's Ford's birthday. He's 11. I can't.
Wow.
First of all, Ford is 5'2", almost 5'3". He's almost the same height as his mama. It's insane. Doctors are saying he's going to be 6'3", 6'4".
Wow.
And so me, Ford, and there's two stories I can tell. I'm just going to tell one. Me, Sarah, and Ford are checking in the hotel. And Sarah goes, we're checking in, and Ford's so big now. I was like, oh, do you guys have a rollaway bed or a cot? And she was like, no, we don't have that. And Ford goes, that's ridiculous. Are you kidding me? And I think like he didn't really know what he was saying. He just knew like when somebody said they didn't have something, you're supposed to say that's ridiculous.
That's so funny.
And so the woman was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, he doesn't care about a rollaway bed. He just was looking for a phrase to plug in. That's ridiculous. Are you kidding me? And he nailed it. So shout out to Ford and shout out to the DoubleTree. We stayed there. Usually I'm a Hyatt guy, but I was at the DoubleTree this weekend. And, we had a couple of problems with the room. They sent, they were right on top of it, and they handled, there was a huge music festival and there was a lot of kids on a lot of drugs in the lobby, and they were really cool about it.
That's good. Way to go, DoubleTree.
Yeah. Now that I said the name of the hotel, I'm just going to say that for this story, this is alleged. Okay. Sorry, Michael Dean. I was in the elevator and there's all these, 20-something-year-old women coming into, coming home from the rave or whatever. Tori, I'm talking full butt cheeks out. 100% cheek. Like, not like Daisy Dukes, nothing covering their rear end. And so I'm on the elevator and there's a custodian on there with me. And he's got his bin. And, I always talk to everybody. I was just like, a lot of butt cheeks in the lobby today. He goes, yeah, man, I keep taking this bin and putting it all the way down so I have an excuse to walk all the way around so I can look at the girls.
Good for him.
It was just like such an old man moment. We're just like, I'm just looking at these cute girls. I'm harmless. It's just like, hey, little cuties walking through. So shout out to the honesty of that employee, and shout out to you, colleagues, for hanging with us. We will get through this administration, and we're going to do it with a smile on our face and a cowboy hat on our head. So on behalf of Tortor, I've been Al Jackson. We will see you guys tomorrow.